For class 13, and it's our introduction into promotion. Okay, let's see where we are here really quick. Basically, promotion is the way that you communicate. It's a manner not only of informing customers, but also persuading them and then reminding people once they've been buying that they need to keep buying. So always focus on whatever your competitive advantage are or is. Could be multiple competitive advantages. And there's 4 elements. There's what we traditionally see is advertising. There's public relations, sales promotion, and personal selling. So just like you have a business plan, you also need to have a promotional plan, which focuses on the 4 elements of the promotional mix. So just like we have 4 elements for the marketing mix, there's 4 for promotional mix as well. Traditional advertising is TV, radio, newspapers, magazines, so on and so forth, direct mail, billboards. It's actually a multi-billion-dollar business that still exists. New media is the internet, banner ads, viral marketing, social media, email, all of that. The advantages of advertising is you can reach a lot of people at a fairly low cost per contact. You can do some sort of narrow targeting. Problem is, advertising is so expensive. And for many companies, national reach really is just not available. So if you're a small company, don't have a lot of money, public relations is the #1 way, right? #1, right? Small company, small budget. If you have good public relations, it's the greatest way to get more bang for the buck, as opposed to advertising, which costs an arm and a leg. Sales promotion is once people are buying, you've got best way to sort of get them to incentivize and to move forward is free samples, contests, premiums, and going to trade shows, giveaways, coupons, anything, right, to get people engaged in buying and moving it forward. So free samples and contests tends to be in consumers or users like us. Premiums and trade shows tend to be focused on company or large corporate buyers. And then vacation giveaways, coupons can also be targeted at trade customers as well. Personal selling is typically what happens. There's 2 kinds, traditional and relationships. That tends to be when you're selling a very high-end, expensive, time intensive kind of product where you need to learn and see what's going on. Things that affect the promotional mix, well, what kind of product is it? Where are you in the product life cycle? Is it early? Is it mature? Is it on the tail end or decline? What kind of buying decision? Is it complicated? Is it simple? How much money do you have? And whether you have a push or a pull strategy. So depending on where you are on the product life cycle, usually there's not a lot of awareness in the beginning. So some light advertising and pre-introduction publicity. But then once you start trying to push into that growth phase, you have a heavy use of advertising. PR creates awareness, public relations, and then sales promotion used to get people to sort of try. Once you get into growth and maturity, ads definitely work, but as you start going up and over on the back end and start running into some decline, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to put a lot of ads into it. It's more about sales promotion and getting people to keep buying because they're already aware of it, right? So advertising really doesn't help you there. The case that we had in there was Disney. And what's interesting about Disney is it's all about happiness, having fun. If you've ever gone to Disney, typically most people are in a good mood there. It's all about making sure that you leave there happy, satisfied. Same thing that goes with their movies, right? They want you to go to the movie and enjoy it, have a good time. It's all about creating a brand that's important. So when you're looking at communicating information, okay, one of the important things to do is to focus on this. And this slide actually shows you've got a sender that's got an information. They're encoding it, putting it through a channel, whether it's visual, audio, or something else that goes with it. And then you are the receiver. You're trying to get that information. But what ends up happening is you get an element of noise. And that's typically what happens is where there's either physical noise, competitors that are trying to get people's attention is also creating noise as well. So remember, you're trying to get an information to an end user. Problem being that everybody's trying to sort of get their own message in. There's a lot of other things going on, complicating matters. All of this has an effect on that message getting from one place to the other. Next set of slides kind of talk about the characteristics of each of the 4 kinds of promotional elements. There's advertising, public relations, sales promotion, and then personal selling. I don't expect you to know all these details, but you should have some basic idea of what's kind of going on here. But just remember, where you are in the product life cycle defines what kind of promotion you use. Okay? So, let's go back here. I was a little too quick on the gun here. Right. So in early sort of getting people aware of it and informing them, right? That's introduction and early growth. That tends to be advertising. Once you get to the maturity, it's about persuading them, getting to move forward and doing something. Once you've gone into the maturity phase, and it's about reminding them, keep buying new stuff, keeping their attention. Right. That's what you want to do. So remember, informative is increasing awareness. Persuasion is about encouraging people to sort of make a decision and move forward and affect their perceptions of products. And then once they're customers, remind them that they need to use the product, remind them what the product does, and keeping awareness up. This concept called IDA, which is attention, interest, desire, and action, tells you that of the 4 different elements of advertising, PR, sales promotion, and personal selling, some work better in different stages. So if you're trying to get people's attention, ads and PR work great. If you're trying to get them to do something, personal selling helps to get that desire. First you get people's attention, you get them interested, you get them wanting, desiring something, and then action, right? That's when you get them to buy, which is important. So each one of these things and each one of the tools of the promotional mix is better at one versus the other. So attention is cognitive or thinking. Interest and desire becomes affective and feeling, and then obviously action is cognitive or doing. So remember, if it's a complex product, that'll have an impact. If it's routine, these tell you which ones work best. So if it's routine, advertising, sales promotion. If it's complex, personal selling and print ads. Remember, when you were trying to be sold on coming to Roger Williams, it was about all of the paperwork that they used to send you constantly, reminders, nice 4-color brochures. People would call you, alumni, anything to get you to go, because it's a complicated, expensive process. So remember, not all funds are available for what you want to do, so there's sometimes some trade-offs. Not too concerned about push or pull. So that's a quick summary of the promotional elements.